Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get to the heart of what matters. Today, we're diving into a really powerful roadmap. It's all about authentic living, growth, and well-being. We've pulled together quite a stack of sources for this deep dive, everything from ancient philosophical wisdom right up to sharp contemporary insights from modern psychology. It's a really rich mix. Our mission today, it's to sort of distill a practical philosophy for you. One that fosters, greater authenticity, purpose, and genuine connection. And look, this isn't about chasing some kind of mythical perfection, not at all. Instead, it's about understanding a robust framework, a way to navigate life's inevitable challenges and, even its deepest contradictions. Okay, let's unpack these sources and see what this transformative roadmap holds for you.
Yeah, and what's really striking when you look across these diverse perspectives is how they all seem to point towards the same core truth. Things like self-awareness, personal responsibility, courage, and genuine connection. They aren't really separate ideals, are they? They're intricately woven together. It makes for a surprisingly clear, actionable path for a truly fulfilling life. When you connect these threads, the complexity of living authentically starts to make a lot more sense.
Okay, let's kick things off with something really foundational, a profound observation from Mahatma Gandhi that honestly lays the groundwork for this whole discussion. He said, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony.
Mm,
It sounds simple, doesn't it?
deceptively simple.
Right. But the implications are just immense. And our sources, they illustrate this beautifully using this analogy of a three-part orchestra. Imagine your thoughts, those are the delicate string section, your words,
Yeah.
the powerful brass, and your actions, well, they're the rhythmic percussion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if each section decides to play a completely different song, what do you get?
Noise. Just noise.
It's exactly, not music, but noise. Internal dissonance, stress, confusion, that nagging feeling that something just isn't right. But when all three sections play the same melody, well, the result is profound inner peace. It creates beautiful music, both within you and out in the world. And we see this dissonance all the time, right? Like thinking kindly of someone, but then maybe speaking critically behind their back.
Mm-hmm. Or believing in health, but...
Yeah, but consistently choosing behaviors that undermine our well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Or even valuing authenticity, but then, presenting these carefully curated different versions of ourselves to different people.
Precisely. And recognizing that internal misalignment, it isn't about beating yourself up, not at all. It's actually the most crucial starting point for real transformation. This kind of internal alignment, it isn't just about feeling better, though that's part of it. It's the fundamental bedrock upon which all other personal growth is built for you. It's really an invitation, isn't it? To simply notice where your own orchestra might be playing a bit out of tune. That awareness, that's incredibly empowering.
Okay, so from that harmony within, let's pivot slightly. Let's look at how much of our inner world is actually influenced from the outside. Robert Greene offers some, fascinating insights about self-opinion. And here's where it gets really interesting, because it challenges our comfortable belief that we are entirely free and autonomous agents. The uncomfortable truth, as our sources highlight, is that you do conform to group opinions sometimes. You do buy products because of, subliminal influence. And yes, you can, in fact, be subtly manipulated. It's a bit jarring, right? To consider how much of what we think is purely ours might not actually be.
It is jarring. And that initial realization that, quoting the source, you are not as good as the idealized image of your self-opinion, and that we, like everyone, can be quite self-absorbed. Yeah, that can sting a bit.
It definitely can. But the sources frame this awareness as profoundly liberating. When you genuinely come to terms with these realities like, okay, I am influenced and maybe my self-image isn't always spot on, you're kind of freed. Freed from that constant, exhausting need for external validation.
Yes. You're no longer dependent on others confirming an image that, let's be honest, wasn't entirely real in the first place. And this idea, it instantly brings to mind what the material calls metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking.
Right, thinking about thinking.
Exactly. Think of a skilled sailor. They don't pretend the wind and the current don't exist, do they?
No, they work with them.
They work with them. So similarly, recognizing these hidden external forces and our own internal biases, it grants you the power to consciously choose your response. It lets you distinguish, hopefully, between your authentic preferences and those maybe imposed by external pressures or that idealized self you mentioned. It really makes me wonder, for you listening, how often do you truly pause? Pause to discern if a choice you're making or an opinion you hold is genuinely yours. Or is it maybe an echo of external whispers or that carefully constructed self-image?
That distinction is so vital. And it brings us perfectly to a powerful pivot point in this journey. Peter Shepard puts it so directly. Healing comes from taking responsibility, to realize that it is you and no one else that creates your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now, it's really crucial to understand this isn't about blame. It's not about beating yourself up for past mistakes.
Not at all.
It's about recognizing your fundamental power to influence your experience of life. It's about reclaiming your agency.
Yes, agency. That's the key word.
This statement, it really underscores that transformative shift, doesn't it? From feeling like maybe a passive victim of circumstances to becoming an active agent in your own life story. The sources use a fantastic video game analogy here.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, you can't control everything that happens in the game, right? The unexpected glitches, the random enemy spawns.
The lag.
Exactly. But you absolutely control your character's actions. You decide how your character responds, how it moves, fights, solves problems. That's where your power truly lies.
Mm-hmm. And what becomes so clear from this perspective is how it links directly to Vinod Khusla's insight. He says, any problem is an opportunity. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. See, when you genuinely embrace responsibility, that agency we talked about challenges, stop feeling like these unfair burdens or, proof of inadequacy.
Right, they change somehow.
They transform. They become valuable information about way growth is needed. They become powerful catalysts for developing new capacities, new strengths. Think about it, a relationship conflict. Maybe it becomes a chance for deeper communication.
Okay.
A career setback, an opportunity to clarify your values, maybe pivot. A health challenge, a motivation for greater resilience. This perspective, it radically shifts the very nature of difficulties for you, doesn't it? Turning roadblocks into, powerful steps forward.
Absolutely. It's about seeing the potential in the difficulty. But then it's about translating that insight, that awareness, into tangible action. E.L. Simpson captured this so perfectly with this vivid metaphor. Simpson said, getting an idea should be like sitting down on a pin. It should make you jump up and do something.
That's memorable.
Isn't it? It really stresses the crucial point that, knowledge without action, it just remains inert, sterile. It doesn't genuinely change your lived experience. You can study all the roadmaps in the world, but if you don't actually take a step, you're not going anywhere.
So true.
And the sources share this compelling anecdote that really brings this courage to act idea to life. It's the story of Jane Austen's father.
Ah, yes.
So back in a time when it was deeply unconventional, maybe even scandalous, for women, especially respectable women, to have jobs or become published authors, her father defied those social norms. He actually risked his own reputation by submitting her writings to a publisher.
Think about that risk.
It's huge. This wasn't just simple support. It's a powerful example of the kind of courage authentic action often demands, not just for yourself, but sometimes in supporting others to pursue their calling, especially when society deems it inappropriate.
That anecdote perfectly illustrates it. Authenticity, it inevitably demands courage from you. It just does. It's the courage maybe to initiate those difficult conversations we avoid, or to make unpopular choices, or even sometimes to step away from relationships or situations that demand you betray your deepest values.
That takes guts.
It really does. And it's not usually a one-time heroic act, is it? It's more like a daily practice. It strengthens each time you choose to speak truthfully or act in alignment with your values, even with social pressure pushing back. It raises a key question for you, the listener. What conventions might you need to defy, perhaps? Or what risks might you need to take to truly live out your calling? Or maybe to genuinely support someone else's authentic expression?
That's a truly thought-provoking question. And it leads us directly into this fascinating paradox highlighted by Naval Ravikant. He observes, school, politics, sports, and games train us to compete against others.
Right.
We learn that early.
It's ingrained.
But then he says, true rewards, wealth, knowledge, love, fitness, and equanimity come from ignoring others and improving ourselves.
It's a surprising idea, isn't it? This paradox that focusing intently on your own growth rather than constantly competing actually benefits the collective. How does that work?
Well, that's where the perspective shift really comes in. The sources illustrate this beautifully with the analogy of two gardeners.
Okay.
So one gardener spends all their time worrying, right? Are my neighbor's plants bigger, prettier, constantly comparing, feeling slighted? You know the type.
Yeah, keeps looking over the fence.
Exactly. The other gardener, meanwhile, just focuses on tending their own plot, watering, weeding, nurturing their plants. And the result, well, the second gardener ends up with a much more beautiful, flourishing garden, obviously.
But here's the key bit, the connection to the collective. That beauty, that success, It eventually leads to shared knowledge, collaboration maybe, and ultimately a more beautiful community garden for everyone.
Ah, so their individual success lifts the whole.
Precisely. It's exactly why Helen Keller's wisdom, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much, becomes so profound here. Genuine collaboration, real mutual support, these only truly become possible, the sources suggest, when individuals have done the inner work. The work necessary to show up authentically, free from that constant need to manage an image or defend an ego.
So it's not selfish then, to focus inward first.
Quite the opposite, it seems. Your personal journey towards authenticity isn't just for you. It becomes a profound gift to the community and the world you inhabit. It allows for deeper, more meaningful collective achievements.
Okay, so as we start integrating these ideas, the sources also bring in some ancient wisdom, ideas about casting off selfishness and tempering desires. Now, this isn't about, like, forced selflessness or abandoning healthy boundaries. That's not the idea. Instead, it's described more as a natural evolution, something that happens almost automatically as you become more internally harmonious, more authentically expressed.
Less of a struggle, more of a flow state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The full cup analogy captures this perfectly.
Mm.
When your own cup is full of that internal harmony, authentic self-expression, a sense of inner peace, you naturally have surplus energy, surplus kindness, surplus attention available to share with others.
Whereas if you're constantly trying to fill your own cup from outside.
Right, you lack that surplus.
Yeah.
But when you're internally nourished, genuinely nourished, sharing becomes almost effortless, joyful even.
Yeah, what's truly illuminating here is that genuine service and concern for others isn't presented as some kind of heavy burden you have to carry. It's framed as an organic byproduct of living authentically. When you're operating from that place of internal alignment, the desire to contribute to others' well-being, it just flows naturally. It feels less like an obligation and more like a simple, genuine expression of your deepest values. It transforms what might sometimes feel like a chore into a truly fulfilling extension of your true self.
Okay, so bringing this all down to earth, what does this mean for your day-to-day life? Right now, as you listen, let's get really practical. Edith Head famously said, "You can have anything you want in life if you dress for it."
The fashion quote.
Right. And while it sounds like it's just about clothes, the sources expand this way beyond literal fashion choices. It emphasizes a deeper principle. Sometimes the most practical path toward internal alignment actually begins with external actions. Actions that reflect who you're becoming, even before you feel completely ready or internally aligned yet.
Sort of acting as if.
Kind of. It's about acting your way into a new way of being, you know? The sources give some really concrete, actionable examples. If you want to feel more confident, try practicing standing up straight, physically.
Body language matters.
It does. If you want to be more organized, commit to making your bed every single morning. Simple action, big impact potentially. Want to cultivate kindness? Make a conscious effort to use please and thank you. Small things. The key insight here is that transformation is usually an iterative process. It's not some sudden lightning bolt. Small actions compound over time. And maybe surprisingly, your actions can actually teach your feelings how to change, rather than always waiting for your feelings to give you permission to act.
That's a powerful idea. So to help you start this iterative process, here are some specific daily steps you could try, pulled from the material. First, maybe each morning, think of just one small way to align your thoughts, words, and actions. Could be being honest about how you feel about a task, or maybe doing that one piece of homework without complaining. Just one thing.
Okay, manageable.
Second, maybe before sleep, reflect on one moment during the day where you noticed external influences at play. Ask yourself, was that choice truly mine, or was I perhaps copying others or trying to fit in? Just notice. Third, when something doesn't go as planned, because things won't always go to plan, ask yourself, what opportunity might be hiding in this problem?
Finding the Kusla opportunity.
Exactly. Maybe not making a team leads you to discover a completely different talent. Or an argument becomes a chance to learn better communication skills. And finally, maybe look for one small way to help someone else each day. Not for reward, simply because it feels good. So the question for you is, what one small, consistent action can you commit to starting today? An action that aligns with the amazing person you are becoming.
That's a great practical takeaway. We've journeyed through an incredible roadmap today, haven't we? We've talked about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions, that inner orchestra, developing honest self-awareness, even the uncomfortable parts, taking responsibility for your experience, your agency, acting courageously from your authentic center, like Austin's father, and finally, allowing that individual growth to naturally flower into service to others from a full cup. This roadmap, as the sources clearly show, it isn't a destination you just arrive at, is it?
No, definitely not.
It's a continuous way of traveling through life. It's an ongoing, unfolding practice.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. The fragmentation, the confusion, the disconnection that, let's face it, so many feel in modern life. They aren't inevitable. They're not fixed. Instead, they are often symptoms. Symptoms of misalignment that can be addressed through patient, consistent attention to our fundamental human capacity for authentic living. Authenticity isn't some luxury reserved only for fortunate circumstances. It's actually a choice available to you in any moment, regardless of external conditions. And perhaps the most profound impact of choosing this path isn't just on you individually. It's on the more harmonious, more flourishing world you help create for everyone around you.
A truly profound thought to leave us with indeed. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into what it truly means to live authentically. Keep exploring, keep growing, and always remember you really do have everything inside you right now to start this amazing journey. Until next time.